You're halfway through a coding interview. You've just found a cycle in a linked list, and then the interviewer drops the follow-up question. Great, now tell me exactly where the cycle starts, and do it without using any extra memory. Welcome back. Today we are tackling a medium level problem on Leetcode, linked list cycle 2, problem 142. We are given the head of a linked list and asked to return the node where the cycle begins. If there is no cycle, return null. We shouldn't modify the linked list itself. Let's look at an example. Here we have a list, head equals 3. In this list, visually we can see there's a cycle and it starts at the node with value 2. So we return that node as our answer. In the Leetcode example, pause equal to 1 isn't part of the input or output. It just tells us the node at index 1, value 2, is where the cycle begins. And programmatically, we can say the node that multiple other nodes next pointers point to is the starting node. For example, both 3 and -4 point to the node with value 2. Let's see how we can use it. One way to put that idea into code is with a hash set. We walk through the linked list one node at a time, adding every node we visit to the set. The very first time we try to add a node that's already in the set, boom, that's the start of our cycle, since it now has two different nodes pointing into it. This works and runs in O of n time, but it also costs us O of n space to store all those nodes in the set. We can actually solve this in O of 1 constant space, just by leveraging the next pointers already baked into the cycle itself. To do that, we need Floyd's cycle detection algorithm, also known as the Tortoise and Hare algorithm. We've already seen this algorithm in the first part, where we had to detect if the list has a cycle. Here is a quick recap. We initialize two pointers at the head of the list. A slow pointer, the tortoise, that moves one step at a time, and a fast pointer, the hare, that moves 2 steps at a time. If there is a cycle, the fast pointer will eventually loop around and lap the slow pointer. The point where they crash into each other confirms a cycle exists. Wondering why they are guaranteed to meet inside the cycle in the first place? Check out part 1 right above. Now let's move to phase 2, finding the starting point. This is the hardest part, but before diving deeper into the math, let's count the hops from the head to the entry point. That's 10 to 20 to 30 to 40, 3 links. Now count the hops from the meeting point forward back around to that same entry point. 60 to 70 to 80 to 40. Also 3 links. Is that a coincidence? No! Let's check the math. To prove this works for any linked list and not just this specific example, let's look at a generic model. First, let's define some distances. Let x be the distance from the head to the cycle's entry point. Let y be the distance from the entry point to the spot where our two pointers met. Let z be the remaining distance to complete the loop. Now, when they meet, the slow pointer has traveled x plus y. Because the fast pointer travels exactly twice as fast, it has traveled 2 times x plus y. But we also know the fast pointer traveled the distance x plus the distance y plus some number of full loops before meeting the slow pointer. If we assume it just did one extra loop for simplicity, its distance is x plus y plus z plus y. Since both distances describe the exact same journey made by fast pointer, set them equal. Cancel out x and 2y from both sides, and we are left with a beautiful realization. X equals z. The distance from the head to the cycle entrance, x, is exactly equal to the distance from the meeting point to the cycle entrance, z. And this holds even if the fast pointer had lapped the cycle multiple times before meeting slow. The extra loops just cancel out in the math. So x steps from either the head or the meeting point always lands you on the entry point. And that leads us to the final algorithm. If we leave the slow pointer where it is inside the cycle and start another slow pointer from the head of the linked list and then move them both one step at a time, they will collide exactly at the start of the cycle. And that's our starting point. The time complexity is O of n because we traverse the list linearly, and the space complexity is O of 1 since we only use 2 pointers. Now let's go through the code with Java on the left and Python on the right. We start by initializing our 2 pointers, slow and fast, both pointing to the head of the linked list. First, we enter phase 1, detecting the cycle. We run a loop as long as the fast pointer and its next node are not null. We need to check both because fast pointer jumps 2 steps at a time. If we only check the fast pointer, we might get null pointer exception when the fast pointer is at the end of the list with only one node remaining. Inside the loop, the tortoise takes 1 step forward and the hare takes 2. After every move, we check for a collision. If slow and fast ever land on the same node, we know a cycle exists. We've officially trapped the hare. And with that, we trigger phase 2. We leave the fast pointer right where they collided, but we reset our slow pointer all the way back to the head. Next, we start a second loop. As long as slow and fast aren't pointing to the same node, we move both of them exactly 1 step at a time. And thanks to the math, the moment they meet, they're pointing directly to the cycle's entry point. So we can return either pointer. Let's just return slow here. Finally, what if there's no cycle at all? If the linked list is just a straight line, the fast pointer will eventually hit the end of the list, breaking our initial loop. If that happens, we just return null, since there's no cycle to find. Detecting a cycle is simple, but pinpointing the entrance is where the magic happens. If that clicked for you, subscribe to the channel and keep moving your pointers forward.